I was just getting ready for work one day and I noticed I wasn't going to make it on time. So what I'll normally do is organise an Uber. But, I knew Ola was a bit cheaper, so I wanted to give them a go. And they had been okay sometimes, like the couple of times I'd used them before. So I gave them a shot. The driver who picked me up, his car was rubbish. Like, it looked like it was beaten down or something. The car smelled terrible. And the driver just had absolutely no care. Like, he didn't seem to think it was working at all. He was on the phone to friends and family the whole time, and he had his mask down. Well, it was actually while he was talking to his friends and family on the ride, he put his mask down so he could talk to him clearer on the phone. And he shouldn't be taking private calls while he's driving someone anyway. But look, I didn't really care about his phone calls, even though it is really unprofessional. Not anything I would get away with in my job. I just mentioned to him, look, is it all right if you just put your mask back on? Because, it's the middle of COVID and I have to worry about this because I've got elderly people at home. And the guy just got really angry and it's just like, no, you're rude, get out. And then he just pulls his car over. He's like, hop out you go. And then I was like, so you're not going to take me to work and you're that offended just because I asked about if you could put your mask back up. And I'm like, look, mate, you've just been sitting here on the phone to your friends and family the whole time while you've been driving. I haven't complained. And this is what ticks you off. And he's just like, just get out. So he kicks me out. And the next thing I notice is he's still completing the trip without me. I'm looking at the map and it's saying that I'm in the car with him, even though my tracking can show that I'm on that street, about one street away from my house. And he went to go complete the trip without me. There was no help prompts I could do while he was completing the trip. Like, apparently you can't ask for help while you're in the car, which is kind of frightening. But I had to wait for him to complete the trip, letting the app register it as trip completed when I wasn't in the bloody car. And get this right, after organising a taxi and actually getting to work, I get phoned while I'm at work by Ola's customer support team saying that the driver's lodged a complaint against me and they're investigating and wanting to hear my side of the story. And I said, look, your tracking should show that and I was like, what's even the basis of the complaint? And they're saying, you were being abusive and rude to him. And look, it's his word against mine, right? But if what he's saying is true, why did he complete the trip without me in the car? Like, their whole investigation process made absolutely no sense to me. And to be honest, I knew that we were already getting into a grey area of Australian consumer laws, so I told them to screw it. I said, sorry, in this country, I don't have to pay for something that I didn't receive. So if you guys want to do your little investigation, that's great, but I didn't get what I paid for. I can prove it. Now, the funny thing is, and the reason I've decided to submit an entry to PissedConsumer is basically they've had a debt collector chasing me for the past 2 years trying to collect $30 from a trip that I wasn't even in, a trip the driver completed by himself. The driver drove to work without me in the car after kicking me out because he had some sensitivity about wearing a mask. Now, we all know that there can be bad eggs in a company, and I think every company's management system generally should have systems to manage the good ones and the bad ones. You punish the bad, or the good, that keeps things going. But at Ola Cabs, I have a feeling they're almost all bad. Why? Because they don't answer the phone. You can't actually call them directly or anything. It always takes you to automatic lines with directory numbers or bots or whatever. Sometimes, like, I've had problems like this with other companies where I use investor contacts, but it doesn't even look like Ola's willing to reach out to investors. All in all, I wouldn't be surprised if this company is being run by a bunch of high school children.